The most important part to any good paint makeover is cleaning your project really well. And for some reason today, this feels very satisfying.
Okay, so I have cleaned this toolbox thoroughly, and now I'm going to spray it with shellac. And hopefully with a couple coats that will keep any of this rust from coming through. Now, I was debating if I was going to sand it or not, but I actually really like the texture of the rust. I don't want this to be pristine. So I'm going to just give everything a couple good coats of shellac, let it dry, and then we will get to painting.
My friend Jessie bought into this company, Chalky Chicks, a couple of years ago, and for whatever reason, I had never tried the paint. I decided today was a good day. She sent me a couple of samples to try. This is Daisy Yellow, and let me tell you, this stuff is beyond durable. It's got a nice thick coat. I did do 2 coats on here, and I just want to pause for a moment and go back. Seriously, do you see this crackle finish? We will discuss it later. As I'm laying transfers, I'm going to go through this both quickly and a little slower than usual because I do want you to be able to see kind of what my thoughts are. I'm using a variety of transfers, both Prima and IOD. They work effectively the same way. Now, we are a Prima stockist, but we sell IOD by the page on Whatnot every Thursday night. So you can pick up both Prima and IOD on Thursday nights on our Whatnot. I will leave a link in the description. One of the things that I'm showing here is I had some of these pieces left over, these Prima sort of vines. I had them from a different project and really wanted to get rid of some of my scraps. And the same with this bird. I had used other pieces around it, and I really wanted this to be like nature inspired, but I don't know, sometimes it's boring to have the same exact transfer on all of your pieces. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for things that I have bigger parts of, like this one where the edge was cut. I had used the center of it and had this little edge piece. And in a moment, there'll be another little sliver of one coming up. And basically, I'm trying to build a theme, not so much in actual matchy-matchy thing. I like the variety. I like the layering of all the different types. And I'm taking big pieces. This is that little vine I was talking about. I'm taking big pieces and filling in the big sections. And then I'm going to take smaller pieces of all kinds of them and cut them down to fill in the small spaces. Now, these little bugs come on a lot of Prima transfers. There might be some on IOD as well. And I love using them, especially anything that's nature inspired. I think, in real life, I don't really like bugs too much, but on my pieces, when it's birds and florals, the bugs sort of go hand in hand. Another thing that I really like when I'm painting and I'm doing jewelry boxes, or in this case, toolboxes, is that I like the inside to be different than the outside. Of course, I want it to still kind of be in that same theme, but in this case, I really want it to pop when you open, that it's sort of a little surprise. And here is the finished project. Now, let me talk about that crackle. That was a happy accident that I got, and I found out later it is from working with the shellac. So 2 fairly heavy coats that I used to seal in the rust also made it crackle. I loved this look so much, I decided to try it on this piece that I was painting, which is another Chalky Chicks color. And as you can see, the crackle happened everywhere I left the varnish and shellacked over it. I've never achieved this finish with any other paint. This vintage Craftsman, I'm not gonna lie, this was a little bit hard to paint over for me because I have real respect for the vintage. But I know that these typically aren't used much the way they are, or at least there's not a big selling dollar for them when we see them at estate sales and things like that. So painting over it did make sense. And there was the insert for this. Originally, I wasn't going to paint that, but I decided, no, I really should. They should stay together. A lot of times I use those inserts for other things. In this case, I decided let's go ahead and keep them together. I decided to use Fusion, and then the transfer that I'm using here is IOD, but it's one that's made to be a giant transfer with all the pieces put together on the front of a dresser or something like that. So I really wanted to show that even though this is made for a big piece, you can still chop it down and use it for other things. And I love how this toolbox came out. I want to showcase kind of how I used the fact that it was so big to get it over the top of this with the handle in the way, just simply by cutting the square out of the middle. And then I did end up putting some of that little square that I cut out back in the middle. So you can see it a little bit if you look really hard. But ultimately, I was able to keep this sort of bigger pattern together on that large surface. I find transfers to be incredibly forgiving on surfaces like this, so I really enjoy using them. One important thing to note that I did not showcase in this video is that after these are all done, they all need to be top coated. So you can do that with a liquid top coat, or what I am going to end up doing actually is spraying them, just because it's a lot and I've got a lot going on, and a spray top coat polyacrylic is easy. Here again, I'm going to use the Chalky Chicks, and I have already shellacked my box. And because I've shellacked it, and now I'm going to use the Chalky Chicks, I am going to expect that I should get some crackling. This is a new experiment, but if it continues to work, I'm going to continue doing it. When you are working on spaces that have limited ability to get a brush in and hit those angles, sometimes using your finger is best. And if you're not a fan of that, you can always use one of these little sponge brushes and fill it up and try to dab. Now, I'm going to tell you, this sat to dry for about an hour and a half. And I had to use, started off with 220 grit sandpaper and actually ended up upgrading to 100 grit sandpaper just to do my distressing. In a few days, I don't think you'll be able to budge this paint at all. And here is my completed box. I foresaw this as a gardening box, so I think that that's pretty fun. You've got your little tray for your lightweight tools and your gloves and your seed packets, and then the inside for your heavier tools to go. I'm very pleased with how this came out in general. And in case you were wondering, yes, I did in fact get that crackle, the technique I was hoping for. After 2 giant toolboxes, I was ready for a small one. And I will say I pulled this out of a garage, and it had some kind of electrical something or other in it that was old and rusty. So I snagged the toolbox, painted it with Fusion Damask, and then I'm going to go ahead and start adding some transfers. In this case, I pulled a great big one that I could just wrap around the sides, and I wouldn't need a lot of small transfers. Sometimes it gets to look cluttery. So I'm just going to kind of line up how I want it, and then I can pull the transfer backing off, lay it, and it'll be easy peasy to just get my stick out and rub it right on. I love taking transfers over the edges. I think that it's far more interesting than having everything stop on the plane that it's on. But you know, I can't just focus on the outside. I got to leave a little something on the inside. So I found another one of these cherry blossom branches and put it on the inside so that you'd have something pretty. I'm going to add a little bit of European gold from the Rub and Buff just around some of this hardware, some of the edges, and I'm going to do a little light streaking on the top. Now I have this broken bracelet that I absolutely love. It felt kind of like it fit the theme, so I cut off the extra links on here, and then I'm going to use some E6000 to glue it in place. It's just sort of another little pop of surprise when you open it. I did sort of question the idea of whether it reduced functionality of the box by adding this little bauble inside, but the truth is I've had this bauble sitting around for about a year and really wanted to use it in something, needed something for this piece, and it fit perfectly over that little metal area. So I don't know, to me it was kismet that it belonged in there, and I pictured this to be like a little art box, so for me it just seemed to all fit. Here is the completed box. Now, I did use AI to stage these. I took original photographs and then I asked AI for a representation, like to put some paintbrushes in the box and a canvas on the table, things like that. And I'm very pleased with how AI did on these. Let me know what you think. I hope you all really enjoyed today's video. It took me like 3 weeks to pull together. Be sure to find us on Whatnot. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's content, like and subscribe and share. Thanks.